Hey, what up, you guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of The Road to Glory here on FIFA 19 Ultimate Team, episode number 283. And in today's episode, I wanted to carry on getting used to this game again by playing some more rivals with my main starting 11. I had a little bit of a decision to make as to whether to keep Wijnaldum in there or whether to bring him out, put Firmino back in. So Aouar plays DM, and it would mean that I would have another Brazilian in the attack to try and get more assists, because that is a foot swap player unlock that I want to get. And I've also, just for any OCD people out there, I've decided to line up my bench in numerical order. I need to work on the reserves, but just for any of you out there that maybe look at my bench and just think, oh, it's a mess, Lasty, I know, and I've sorted it for you right now. So first game of of rivals today is against a very, very solid squad, and this guy's got a Team of the Year loan Neymar, which I guess, I mean, the way that you manage that, everyone, it got really big around the Team of the Season Neymar, right? Where you could get those. I think if you bought FIFA point codes online somewhere on like game.co.uk or something, it gave you an unlock for a loan player, and that was either one of three players. It was De Bruyne, Dybala, or Neymar, and it basically, every time that comes out, if there's a special version of that card, it just brings the best version of that player that's in packs at the time. So yeah, everyone was getting loads and loads of Neymar's Team of the Season stacked up. But this guy had obviously done that during Team of the Year as well, because he had multiple loans on a Team of the Year Neymar. But I go 2-1 up in this game. Ronaldinho does then feed it through to the Neymar, and he's able to score. And I feel super hard done by when I get scored upon by someone that is like abusing a loan mechanic glitch, not mechanic, just a loan bug glitch thing. I don't know, where you can stack multiple loans on loans. So yeah, I hate going down or losing or conceding against someone that's doing like something like that. I totally understand if it's a loan player that you've got off the SBC section because you've paid for that with cards. You've unlocked it with cards, but I don't know, that whole Team of the Season Neymar thing, it really didn't strike well with me. It didn't sit well with me, and I'm just lucky I didn't really come up against it in the weekend league. I'd actually love to know if you guys, if that's still a thing. Do people have him left anymore? I guess he maybe will have run out after 2 or 3 weekend leagues of people being able to use him. So maybe we've gotten over that point, and this whole last 2 minutes has just been a waste of time me talking about it. But anyway, I do get the last laugh because right at the very, very end, my substitute Marcos Alonso is able to get a rebound goal to basically win me the game right at the very end. And that was the last set of Champions points that we needed to qualify for the weekend league. Or we've already qualified, but that was my 2,000 point buffer. So I feel safe on that again, which is good. And I'm actually enjoying playing rivals, which is very, very odd. So I unlocked the Futties kit, and I did the 2 other foot swaps, didn't I? I'm at 3 out of 5 for the Brazilian assists. So that means that out of all the games that we've played over the last couple of episodes, only 3 of them have I assisted with Ronaldinho to then score a goal, which is maybe not quite enough. Anyway, next guy had the full version of Totti Neymar, so there's not much I could do about that. There's no complaints there, and it is that Neymar that puts him in the lead after 1 minute. And I was like, I hadn't touched the ball for the first 4 FIFA minutes here, and he was really, really good at dribbling and keeping possession and stuff. So I felt like I was going to lose about 8-0. However, after 44 minutes, I kind of got one of my first few opportunities on goal and stuck it away with Nicola Pepe. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't think I really deserve this. You can see more possession, really good pass accuracy from my opponent. I just felt like I was up against someone that was way beyond my skill level. However, Aouar gets in, little La Croqueta, and I mean, it was very lucky that it falls. I make a substitute at halftime, bring Lozano on. So it was very lucky that it fell to Lozano there after coming off the post, and we were able to score the goal. And then that right there is just a ridiculous strike from Eusebio, isn't it? The first time shots, we all know how broken they are, and that one I don't think was even timed. So for that to fly in like that is just, it's just nuts to me. However, Eusebio then flicks it up, knocks it into Aouar, who flicks it into Ronaldinho. I mean, that one's a very lucky goal. I don't deserve to be 4-1 up in this game. I can admit that. I think I somehow got extremely lucky against a far better opponent than me. Maybe he was trying to do the, like, focus on getting the assists with... I mean, he had Neymar, he had Alexandro and Lala in his three at the back formation. So I think he was trying to get the assist with the Frenchmen and the Brazilians, and that's what takes his focus away from actually winning, and he's trying to force it, which is obviously a bad thing. New highest skill rating ever, 22.93. I don't know if we'll ever get higher than that until we go into our next game and hopefully win it and then go above the 2300, right? 5 at the back formation. He's obviously not going to stick with that right there. He'll switch it up and play either Schultz or Blanc as the DM. I think a lot of people play Blanc as a DM, actually, so that would make sense. And looking at this formation right now, it does look as though Blanc was... Oh no, was it Digne? He might have been playing Digne as a DM. I'm not 100% sure. But he was using quite a few cards that were either SBCs or unlocks or weekly objective unlocks and stuff. And I go 1-0 up. But he equalises with his Player of the Month, Havertz, after 20-odd minutes. And we push down this right-hand side with Eusebio. What a run that is from Aouar. He is just so much better at Cam than he is in DM. The only chance I'm using him at DM anymore is if I decide to use Firmino, which I will later on in this episode, to try and get more Brazilian assists. Or in the second half when I bring on some even more fit players, so like people with a 99 fitness, and bring off... Who would I bring off? I don't even know who I bring off. I bring Wijnaldum off, put Aouar in DM for the second half because he can cope there, and then bring on another attacker like Torres or Lozano or... I don't know. There's lots of good players, and there's a player that we're going to unlock shortly, which is actually what this whole episode is titled and thumbnailed about, which we'll get in a little bit. But we score with Bobby Firmino there after bringing him on as a substitute for this game. Lozano's on the pitch as well, and I think Aouar's come off for Marcos Alonso because playing him at central cam, he does get tired in the first half, meaning that he won't literally... I don't think he's at his best if he's playing DM in the second half, so we play him there up until about the 60th, then bring Marcos Alonso in, who of course is such a great player. But I get annihilated by a couple of goals from Quincy Promes, and that right there is a name that you need to remember for later on in the episode. This is just sloppy defending, terrible from me, and Mvia actually turns it into the back of the net to make it 6-3. So after going 1-0 up or something, I ended up losing 6-3, which is not favourable. And the 3 goals that we did score, none of them were assisted by either Firmino or Ronaldinho. So we are still stuck out of 3 out of 5. And it's because I got those 3 out of 5, right? Because I wasn't even focusing on it. I was just playing rivals to start learning this game again. And as soon as I start thinking about it, 1, my results get poorer, and 2, I am forcing it to Ronaldinho and then trying to do a specific goal, whereas I should just be playing free-flowing FIFA and it will happen eventually. So I think that's what I need to do going forwards after playing this one. This was a pretty interesting game. The guy had a mad team. He had a 99 Messi and stuff. And it is one of the more interesting 0-0 games that I've ever had. And I hit the post right there. So there's one opportunity which has just unfortunately not worked out for us. Benzema plays it across and I somehow block Messi's like 6-yard opportunity from there. I then give a penalty away with Lala because that is typical Lasty. He loves to give a penalty away with Lala. But no red card for him this time. And he steps up with Tots Benzema and I save it. I go the right way with Alisson. And yet again, another like crazy opportunity to easily score a goal has been missed, and it's still 0-0. The goalkeepers were actually having great games in this one, and did we both have Alisson? I feel like we both had Alisson, but then he gets through like kind of 1-on-1 here, or maybe 1-on-2, and yeah, Alisson, I moved the goalkeeper at the very last second, and because it was the weak foot of Messi, I think the shot wasn't quite as accurate. I hit the bar again, and then Pepe at the back post in the 93rd minute hits the inside of the post and it doesn't go in, and the final whistle blows and we actually draw 0-0. Definitely one of the more entertaining 0-0s I've ever had, and I even left out quite a few of the chances that we had in that game because obviously I normally just show you the goals. And then for my final match of the day, I actually match up against Nerdfire again. I played him yesterday. He's a YouTuber and a streamer, and we got a 2-0 rage quit really early on after scoring a couple of mad goals with Aouar. And he was streaming at the time, so I went into his stream and was like, dude, did I just play you? And we had a little chat about it. I told you this in the last episode. And then we literally matched up again. This is in the same day that I recorded yesterday's episode, but just a lot later at night. And this time it went completely differently. I scored a goal very much like that. Not quite as good, but with Aouar in our game yesterday. And then he scores that with Mbappe. And I mean, to be fair, absolute belter of a goal. I go 2-0 down, and I couldn't create anything here. And I think that shows, because I started playing Firmino again and put an Aouar in DM, and I think he's so pivotal, so vital to be in a cam spot that I perform worse when I don't have him there. So if anything that's taught me is to just make use of that Aouar, because he's such a great 95 rated player. And I concede again, another crazy goal from Mbappe. And that was at halftime, 3-0. And he was streaming again. I was in his stream having a chat about it, and we were just like, what the hell are these goals? They're absolutely insane. And at halftime, he quit on me yesterday, and it meant that we could both carry on getting our challenges done. So I just said to him, look, I'll quit now. You know, GG, you've had another French assist or another French goal or whatever to help you on your way to getting that Coman, and I'll just get out of your way and I'll go into another game later on. So that was enough FIFA for me for that night. I'd had like a loss, a draw, and a loss, and I don't really want to play anymore after that. But it is all about this Quincy Promes. I decided that I think this would be a great foot swap item to unlock, so I decided to get him, as you can see, for only 4 foot swap tokens. That is insanely cheap for someone who has got 97 pace, 93 dribbling, 92 shooting, 89 passing, I think it is. And overall, he's a 5-star skiller. He's got a 4-star weak foot. It is another crazy super sub to have. And of course, this is an Ajax version, because he's now signed for Ajax. So that's really cool as well, you know. Like, it's just it's a nice card on this game, and I almost feel like don't sleep on this one, because I think this is a good option. A super cheap, it's almost like a very cheap must-have Futties card. So unless you've got your eyes set on the prize of like that Rashford or Davinson Sanchez, then I say I think the best way to go is to get Promes, and then either the Ultimate Pack if you can only get another few foot swaps throughout the month, or maybe the Boateng if you can get another 7 foot swaps this month, which would take you up to a total of 11. So you could miss out on 3 over the entire month and still get 2 players. So yeah, look at him. I mean, I think he's going to be crazy. With the right chem style, getting the attack positioning up and the balance up or whatever it was, then he could become a nutty player. So yeah, that was what the whole title and stuff about this video is. I feel like it's one you shouldn't sleep on. I feel like it's an easy unlock and maybe a good unlock. And I feel like if I didn't have Ronaldinho, he would get into my starting 11 and I would base my team around him. So we've now got 2 pretty cool Eredivisie pink cards in Lozano and Promes. So should there be any sort of Eredivisie challenge coming up, I'm pretty well set for it. And hey, it's for 4 foot swaps, which pretty much all of us have got right now. It's a free 91 rated card if you wanted to just submit it into an SBC or something. So yeah, that is going to wrap up today's episode, guys. I'm feeling a lot more confident back on the game again. I know my skill rating's dipped a little bit by about 40 or 50 since we just drew 1 and lost 2. But that literally happens in D1 all the time, so there's no complaints there. Here's hoping that we get some decent SBCs coming out. I'm not a big fan of the UCL stuff. I feel like it's way too late in the game to be doing that, and they're far too expensive. So that's a bit of a yikes in my opinion. Hopefully we get some more actual, like, meaningful good SBCs. I saw a few people tweeting out some like flashback Futties, so like a Bakayoko and a Chris Smalling and stuff that we've had in previous FIFAs as flashback cards. I think that's a great idea, and if that isn't taken up on, then I feel like they've missed a trick there, because that's a great idea to bring some other high rated OP cards that necessarily wouldn't otherwise be in the game and bring them into the game. So yeah, guys, that is the end of the episode. I haven't asked you to do so yet, but if you could do me a massive favor and smash that thumbs up button, I'd really appreciate it. Show your support for the road to glory, and I'll love you forever. Don't forget, of course, to subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Insta. Those links are down below. And most importantly, I hope you all have a lovely day. I'll catch you next time. Peace.